You will start with the scoping of your tests. This includes determining what it is that will be tested, detailing out any assumptions and limitations that are there, documenting out any expected risks associated with your testing activities. This could include listing any potential outages that you may cause, or data that might be altered or made unavailable. Determining where the testing will take place. For instance, the test could be performed remotely, or it could require that you go on site and perform your testing from there. You will need to determine how incidents that occur during testing should be handled. Be sure to identify any criteria that might cause the need for the test to be immediately halted. It helps to have some type of communications plan in place for exactly this type of activity. You will need to define the reasons and the goals for the test. The most valuable penetration tests have very well-defined goals, such as the compromise of a specific system or the exfiltration of a subset of data. You will also need to collect resource information, including contact info of key personnel. You will need to be able to determine and document if actions such as pivoting to other machines from a compromised unit may be performed if the opportunity presents itself. Usually the subject of social engineering may also come up during these conversations. Be sure to clearly identify and document what is and what is not acceptable for every situation. You will need to determine the timing of your testing, and you may want to be able to ask about detection. Depending on the goal of your test, it may be important to avoid detection. This will further test the controls that have been put into place, such as monitoring, detection, and response. You may need to ask if it's okay to attempt exfiltration of data, and if so, make sure that this has been documented, especially if the data being exfiltrated is confidential. Of course, if it is, then you should also have processes and procedures in place on how such confidential data should be treated. By the time the scoping has been completed, you should have a very good idea of what the test should look like.